Well guys, it's time for a few little different things. I've sort of got this half ready, cleaned it up at the front. We need to clean the contacts up on the dial lamps and straighten the holders, clean them up. Okay, so that's that bit. Now I have taken out, excuse me, I've still got remnants of a cold. Anyway, still the tuning shaft I've taken out and put some oil in there. He was fairly dry, so that's got to go back in up here. Okay, so not a big drama with it, but there are other dramas, and let's have a look. See now. Down here, this is our volume control, our volume pot. I'm taking it out, and I have unsoldered the wires on it. I haven't got it out yet. Taking it out to clean it. It's almost impossible. There's nowhere to get into it, so I'll show you that. The tone is quite okay, working quite okay, but very tight to turn. So we've got to try and get some WD-40 or something similar into the shaft there to try and loosen that fella up. The tones, band switch, no, tone switch. What have we got? We've got tone and volume. Oh, sorry. Down here, that's our tone, yes, volume. Up here, this is our radio or phono. I had a memory lapse. You get like that when you get old. So now, this thing. Yes, we all know about these. And I thought this will be pretty simple. There's the diagram. Goes this way up, sort of, as to, well, when the radio's the other way up. And it shows the drum in that position, everything. No, this is totally useless because the drum has been replaced and the drum has been soldered onto the shaft of the tuning gang. Okay, so I'm going to have to deal with, well, you know, how was it put on there after they did that? Obviously it was working okay, so we're going to have to run through that. All right. So, dial lamps, I'm not going to change these to LED for the simple reason we need to get that slither of light out the side once these little caps go over the lamp, like so. And we're looking at sideways lighting. I don't want to muck around and convert this to LED, so it'll be staying as is. These clips on either end hold our dial glass on. Our little bit of rubber here is hard as a rock. We're going to find some more rubber and put in there. That's very hard, so we've got to do that and clean this glass up. And I'm keeping him right out of the road so that I don't accidentally do anything with it. Okay, so where we're up to now is I've loosened our volume pot and we've got to try and get him out. There we go. Okay, everything's pretty tight with this thing. And oh gee, don't tell me you can't get, yes, you can get this out. Okay, so there's our volume pot. It's original because, well, there's Kriesler written on it. And what is it, a 0.5 meg. So we're going to undo the tabs and clean this thing up. Very difficult to get any sort of cleaner or anything, contact cleaner or anything into this. You don't use anything harsh. Do not put WD-40 or 226 or anything into these. Use some very, very light, light duty contact cleaner or isopropyl. Use isopropyl on a cotton bud. But you put WD-40 in these, you give them a couple of turns, and you've probably destroyed the carbon track. Okay, so yeah, we're going to give it all a bit of a clean up. I'll clean the contacts so that it makes it easier to solder, and we'll have a look at this and see what's inside it. Okay, so there's our jobs. That's what's got to be done in this segment. Okay, let's see how this fella's going to go. Because as we know, when we tried it, very, very, very dirty, very scratchy. Okay. There we go. And, well, there's our pot. There's our contact. And the track doesn't look that dirty, but it certainly is. And it'll probably be the contact areas of fingers, those, what is it, 4 little fingers, 6 little fingers, I think. Something like that. Yeah, it will be those that's causing a problem. Okay, so I'm just going to use some isopropyl. Go over this lightly, and yeah, we'll check it all on a meter, an analog meter, once this is done. Okay, got some isopropyl. Spear him around and sort of give him a gentle wipe over to start with. Okay, as you can see, a little bit of carbon, but a lot of dirt there. And we spear it around again. And just work it around on the terminals. Wash him off. And that's looking pretty good. Okay. Now for you newbies, the new pots aren't like this really. Your new potentiometers, they're rubbish compared to old school stuff. Most of them you can't get apart these days. That's come up nicely. Okay, that's all we need to do. Might put a little bit of alcohol in around the top there to get some lubrication down into the shaft, or clean the shaft rather. That's good, it's running nicely. Okay, we'll get this plate in position and put him back together. Now guys, I've actually removing the front plate before I put it together, and just put this fella back, put the back down there. Now what I can notice is this one here is sort of pushed up, been pushed up and bent and there's actually it's probably the ground wire, I'm not sure, but he's touching underneath here, which is ground, and that may be a bad thing. So I'm just going to try and push this one down a little bit. Screwdriver probably, and let's there we go, gently ever so gently. He's yeah, he just needs straightening out a little bit. Yeah. There we go. Just push him down in there. That's good. Where he should be. Being very careful not to break anything here. Right. That looks a bit better. Now, we can put our front plate on, like so, and as you can see, we've got clearance there now. It's not pushed up against the front panel. Alright, so push the tabs over and in, like that. There we go. All back together, all nice and tight, and turns like a dream. Okay, let's put a meter on it, an analog meter, and check it. Why not a digital? Well, numbers jump all over the place. You don't know where you're up to. You don't know whether it's working right or not. So I'll get an analog meter and yeah, spear it around and see what it looks like. Okay, we've got our old trusty SAW meter, our standard electric works ST305, and it was a beautiful meter. I've had this a long time. Never fails me as far as an analog meter. Now, for convenience, I've just put a couple of alligator extension clips on the meter leads. Makes it easier to clip it on. We'll zero the meter as she's zero there. Okay, so I will put the black on one end here, and this should read 0. We're right back at the beginning, and it does read 0. Now this is a half meg pot, so it should come round to 500k or 500 on the scale. It's times 1k here, down the bottom there. I think you can see that. There you go. Okay, so let's rotate and make sure there's no dodgy spots. Nice and smooth. Lovely. Very smooth. And right to the other end there, which, well, to me, looking at it, is dead on 500. So this meter, it's just great. Jeez, it works well. You can't do this with a digital meter, so you can't just do that. Let's try the other end, and of course it'll be the reverse, and we're going from 500 back to 0. And there she is. Lovely. And that's a logarithmic pot by the look of it. We've got a fair bit happening there, and then it tapers off to not much happening at the other end. Okay, it's not a linear pot, otherwise it'd be the same all the way through, and it's not. So it comes up fairly high on the volume fairly quickly, but then tapers off to, yeah, nice and even on the top end. Guys, this is perfect. If I put it on each end, it will read 500 on the scale. There we go. Dead on 500, which is times 1,000 is, yeah, 500k. So, and of course, as I showed you, there it is, 0.5 meg. Let's get it in. But if you're doing pots and you want to check them, use one of these. You can buy them cheap now. Yeah, they're not as good a quality as what they used to be. They're still good and they still work. So you'd chase all over the place with a digital. The numbers just jump everywhere. Okay, let's get on with it. We've got our volume control, our volume pot back in, soldered up, 3 wires. I didn't show that because, well, you know where they go. I've cleaned the gram radio switch. I have lubricated, oiled the tuning spindle, and before I do the glass, well, I'm going to attack the dreaded dial cord now. So I'm not going to record all this. It could take an hour. It could take more. Got to work in behind here. There's nowhere here that sort of, well, it comes off, but then you need to put it over the pulleys that are on this, which in here, a pulley is a peg, okay, that the dial runs over. It's not actually a pulley. It's just a little peg in there that the dial cord runs over and goes back over to the other side. Same on the other side. So if we tip him up and we have a look here, that's what we're looking at. One of those, just a peg and a peg up the top. Okay, just in there. There's our tuning. So I'm going to do it from this side. This is where the dial pointer runs at the top. So this has got to be cleaned up a little bit and just lubricated so the dial pointer runs nicely. That's down the track. Let's get the cord on and see how we go. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to run it totally different to how the diagram shows, because this drum's been soldered onto the shaft, and yeah, I don't want to go into that. It's fine like it is. It just means the dial cord has to be a little bit different around the drum. Bearing in mind that this end up here is the lower end of the band, so when the gang is fully closed, our pointer has to be up this end, okay, and run down to this end. This is the, in my case, 2CR, which is 540 on the dial, so right down the bottom end, that's where she's got to end up. All right, guys, I'm going to attack it. Hate doing this, but let's see how we go. I'll see you in, well, 2 seconds for you guys. For me, could be 2 hours, could be 3 hours, could be tomorrow. Depends on how thirsty I get. Okay, here we go. Well, yes, I'm back, and yes, it's on, and it's 3 hours later. This wasn't a conventional stringing like the diagram shows, but yes, it is all working, and very difficult to work in behind here, not being able to take the front off or anything. But anyway, it's going, and I've just put a dab of Celastic up the top here to hold this in. It sort of doesn't move anyway, the arrangement how it is, but yeah, I didn't want to do anything too permanent with the glue there. Now I've got it so that it goes right to the end with the glass sitting on there. I haven't set the glass on there at the moment. I'm just getting this all positioned and all correct. So yes, that's right. Now, as I said, we've done our volume control. The tone control isn't causing any problems, so we're not going to do that. Cleaned the gram radio switch, as you saw. Now, we're probably up for now for doing the dial glass, and I'll just grab him, the rubbers here. So I've got to find out, or find have I got any rubber that looks like this? Maybe cork. I don't know. There's rubber on here, and as you can see, he just sits on there. Okay, so that's the next job. Otherwise, everything's finished at the front. This was the hassle. I've cleaned all up along here, resoldered this stay in position. So yeah, we're pretty well ready to put the glass on. Now, before the glass does actually go on, you have to align the IF. Now, why? Because the top of the transformers, you can't get at them, but they go in through here. Okay, so we can put our tool in through there, as you can see. There they go, all lined up. So we can't have the glass on while we're doing the IF. So IF alignment first, put the glass on, position it, make sure the dial pointer's even both ends, then we'll do the RF alignment with the oscillator and aerial trimmer. Righto guys, we'll see what sort of rubber we can find for the end of this. I'm going to Bunnings very shortly here in Australia, and they might have some little rubber channel that looks like that. Could be good. Okay, now then, we're on to the glass, and I've been poking at these. I think they're, oh yeah, he's come off okay. This is the old rubbers, and yeah, that's not very rubber anymore. I do have new rubbers, and they this stuff is 10mm by 4mm, available at Bunnings in Australia, and in a 5-metre roll, and you just cut off what you need. So that will work perfectly as far as new rubber on the side of the glass, which just goes on like that. There we go. And our little lamp clip, or the assembly there, just clips over these. Okay, but first of all, I'm going to do a bit of cleaning here, and this one okay, he's come loose. There we go. And this end, yep, about the same as the other. Yeah, nice and crunchy. Okay, I'll clean this up, I'll put these on, and then we'll put the glass on. clip has to go over the rubber and behind. There we go. Going on nicely there. I had to get off the camera for this one. I needed more room. I've put a dabber solder on the grounds of these little lamps. Yes, wrong thing to do, but I don't want a dodgy earth with the lamps blinking or anything in the future. These lamps will outsee the radio anyway, so yeah, that's what I've done there. The rest of it looks pretty good. There's a few little scuff marks and that at the top, fingerprints and so forth, that I'll do now. There is nothing touching or anything here with our 6.3, and the same here. We have an insulating sleeve on this one and the rubber sleeve on this one. Maybe that rubber sleeve was also part of this one at one stage, but certainly long gone now. Okay, so we'll get this in position. I'll fire this up, make sure the lamps are all okay and everything's working, and then the front's finished. And, well, basically, we can get on with the alignment and mount the radio in. Right, guys, well, we're pretty well set up. Now, got the dim bulb over there, which we're running, and no, I won't be leaving it on the dim bulb. David, thank you for reminding me about that. I'll never leave that one down. Yeah, the voltages will be low when you're using a dim bulb. But of course, yeah, so many of us don't think that way when we're doing stuff. Yeah. We're concentrating on what we're saying and trying to think about what to do next, and yeah, don't do the obvious. But anyway, here we go. We've got the generator over here on 455 kilohertz. It's 455 for this one. And guys, I told you when I first started with this today, don't put the glass on, because we've got to align it through the holes. Yeah, okay, well, what did Baz do? He put the glass on and got all that nice and neat. No, I'm not taking it off. I've got a small alignment tool which goes in here fine, and, well, we'll just have to work with that. It's a little plastic one. Well, it's sort of, I think it's a ceramic one, actually. It does look like, yeah, hard to say what it is. But anyway, a little alignment tool that works. We've got the meter, yeah, over here, and where I'm going in with the 455, which is the normal thing, guys, we're going into the grid of the 6AN7, which is the top end, the aerial part of your tuning gang. Okay, so there's your tuning gang. This is the oscillator section, and this is the antenna section. And I'm going to just put it right here and feed in 455. And let's align that and see how it all goes. So I will hook up this little fellow to ground, give it a ground spot there, and try and get, well, I'm getting in the back of it because otherwise you guys can't see what I'm doing in the front of it. I have my trusty little speaker down here, but it won't be that loud because we've got the camera on the meter, which has got a built-in 4x amplifier on it. Okay, let's start him up. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Wind him up to 240. Now I'm just running through the dim bulb at the moment just to make sure there's no silly things going to happen, and to make sure our volume control is working. And we have some noise. We have audio there. That's flat out, but I've got the generator turned pretty well down. We can get it up on the meter there a little bit. Let's do the bottom of the first transformer, and I'll use my long probe for this one and see if we can get him up. Oh yes, okay, here we go. Okay, as you can see, whoever was working on this one didn't really know what was going on. There's our peak. Okay, this will be a bit better now. Now we'll do the top. If I can get my temporary, yeah. Okay, it's coming up, coming up, coming up. Oh, yes. Okay, and we're still coming up. And we're still going. I don't believe this. Okay, there's the peak. I'll back this generator off a bit. And yep, that's our peak right there. Okay, let's go back underneath again. We'll give it another hit. We're starting to get a little bit of sensitivity into this fella. Oh yes, a little bit more. There we go. And the top again. I'm quite impressed with this. And we got a little bit more out of it, but that's our peak there. Go back to the bottom again. Surely we can't get any more out of it. No, that's it. Okay, transformer 1, pretty well done. Let's go into the bottom of T2, transformer number 2. And oh, he's fairly well peaked. Okay, we'll go into the top of him. If I can not get me fingers burnt on one of the 6 AQ5s. And oh, no, he's peaked out there. Okay, that's it for the IF alignment. And if we go back here, we're back on 100 microvolts, which it should be. I'll just see, can I get any more out of either bottom? No, nothing there. And this one. No, we're peaked, guys. That's it. Take the generator off. And yeah, now we've got some gain. It'll pick up all sorts of rubbish in this shed now. Okay guys, well it's time for the RF alignment. Just got him sitting on his end. Now I've got our generator on 600 and I can't find anything here. I think someone has actually been into this radio and readjusted a few things for me. Okay, we're on 100 microvolts. Let's go up. Let's pump some vibes into it. There's 2 millivolts. Let's find it. Where is this thing? There it is there. It's up here. We're supposed to be down here. Okay. Righto, well, I've got my alignment tool on the oscillator coil around the side there, and let's try and walk this fella back down. And our slug is almost out. Okay, we'll go back in the other way. There must be, someone must have, we'll see, can we take the slug through out the other end? Oh, hang on, here we go. Okay. She was a long, long way out there. Okay. Now that's 600 right there. Okay. There we go. On the meter, we're peaked there, so that's at 600. Now, what we've got to peak is our aerial coil, which, oops, lost the ground there. Now, which is in here, and yes, I've got the dial glass on, unfortunately, after I told you guys never do that. Okay, let me get this alignment tool. I'm just a bit clumsy with the fingers there. Let me try and get it into the top or the bottom of our aerial coil, and we'll peak him up. Okay, so hopefully there's no voltage floating around here, so hopefully I don't get zapped. Otherwise it'll give you something to laugh at on the channel anyway. Maybe it is peaked. No, we're coming up. We're coming up. Bear with me with this one. I'm adjusting the oscillator, the aerial coil, okay guys, for maximum. And still getting up there. We'll back off our signal a bit. We're back to 150 microvolts, so fairly low signal, and well, it looks like, yeah, I've found a peak there. Yeah, that's going back down, and if I go anti-clockwise, okay, yeah, there we go. That's our peak. Right, on our aerial coil at 600. And we know the oscillator's right, because he's right on 4QR, and well, 4QR is 612. 600 is going to be pretty close, isn't it? We're not going to worry about 12 kilohertz. We'll go to 2AY there on the dial, which is, we'll put it down at 1500, so frequency 1.5 megahertz. And, oh, hang on, that's very close. Okay, that's got to come up just a fraction, right? And how lucky are we? We've got one of these little things here, this unwind, rewind type capacitor. Let's see what we can do. No, it's not going to. And if I go in here, guys, I think I'm going to have to put up with where it is. Let's see how close we are. They're horrible things to adjust. Now it's disappeared. Oh God, what's happened? Our aerial has fallen off. There we go. God, that's close enough for me. Okay, now we're going to peak our trimmer, our aerial trimmer, which is this fella, for maximum signal, and I'm done with this fella. He's working pretty well. And look at that. Okay, back off our signal. Back down to 100 microvolts. And, oh, gee, he's coming up. We're on, oh. And there's our peak. And half scale there, that's on 22 microvolts. Guys, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, let's see what we can pick up. Let's put the external aerial on. We will leave our ground connected for our noise levels. And let's see what we got. Okay, we'll turn our volume back down a bit. Where's all our noise coming from? Which light? This one? Nope. This one? Nope. I don't know. There's a lot of noise happening in here. I'll turn the generator off. Nope. Very little difference. Righto. Here we go.
Every week here on your local station, Radio 1089. Honda's lawn and garden tools are built to last and last. Like Darren's 13-year-old Honda mower.
And that sounds great.
Both still start easily and
Got a
run like a
bypass?
dream, and that's a problem for Darren. He wants a new Honda Versatile and an award-winning
And
Buffalo
let's
mower.
see. What do we got?
Is in front at the moment.
Now, in the WBBL, the Sydney Sixers are playing again tonight. They're hoping for a second way into hospitality. More after the news.
That's good, guys. I'm pretty happy with this.
Your products and pay your...
Well, what else have we got? Can we get another station? Still got a lot of interference in here, guys, so yeah, and there's our friend. He's always there. Righto.
Creating hundreds of jobs, inspiring all Australians.
At least our volume control is working really good there.
4 wheels
And
and
tone,
big wheels.
lovely.
One thing is for sure, 100 years on, they're only getting started. Australian owned and made.
Sounds
Penrite Oil.
Sounds
100
great.
years,
Drawing
still
42 watts.
Got a backyard project calling your name? Whether you're building decks,
All looks good. All right. Well, that's it for the alignment. Let's come back, and when I'm ready to put this fella in the cabinet, and yeah, we'll just do some wiring, put the turntable in, and let's have a listen to have a listen to a part of a track on a record.
Available at Bunnings Warehouse.
And there we go. Guys, that's 5 o'clock.
Good afternoon, I'm Patrick Morrow. The Federal Liberal Party have opted to...
And, yeah, and you know what 5 o'clock means for me. Okay, I'm getting out of here. A glass of wine is waiting for me. Catch us in the morning. Anyway, guys, there she is. I've actually put new cabling into both the dial lamps. I didn't like what was there. It was hard and crunchy, and it wanted to break and short out, and yeah, so I changed it. Now, around here, I've got to be careful with this now because we're not on dim bulb anymore. We have put another cord on it, and no, sorry Carl, this is not one of yours. I didn't realise I've actually run out of them, so it's time for another order, and I had to get this, well, this one certainly done. I'll just put a bit of light on him there. Now up here, I've put in a fuse, okay, a 1 amp fuse. Probably a 500 mil would probably be enough, but I've got a 1 amp fast blow there, so that if anything goes wrong with the transformer, HT, if something or other shorts out at some stage, yeah, that's going to blow. So there it is, all ready to put in. This is our new cable for the AC for the turntable. That's our speaker line. This is our 6.3, and I won't flick that on the radio. Our 6.3 for the dial lamp and so forth on the cabinet. And the blue wire I've extended out, and it's our aerial wire. Okay, so let's put it in the cabinet and let's see how this sounds once she's all in there. Okay, now all the wires on this baby come out the bottom, so it's only a matter of putting this in, I think. Okay, are we looking like going in? Yes, yes we are. Okay, can't show you this side. Right, I'll put these in, and then we'll have a look at what we're going to connect up. Now it's time for the turntable. Let's see if we can get this in uneventful. Some of our leads on this are too long. That's all right. We'll probably put some terminal blocks in here to connect things up rather than everything twisted and soldered. Now, here we go. And we're in. All I've got to do is hold this in at the top, and I'll be putting with a nut and a washer, and I'll be putting some Loctite on the nuts. Here we go. All in. I'll finish doing that and be back, and we'll turn him over and make sure everything still goes. Well guys, I hope you've really enjoyed the mini series on this thing. Yeah, there was a little bit of mucking around with the radio and that, but not too bad. The radio's working exceptionally well. Record player, yep, going like a dream. So much for a Calaro turntable. Wasn't too bad to work on at all. I thought it'd be a lot more difficult. Not quite as difficult as a certain Garrard 6.300. Anyway, there it is guys. If you like the series, give us a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't done, and when you subscribe, hit the bell as well. That way it'll notify you when my next video goes up. Okay, you know the drill on that. And over there in the corner somewhere, there's a coffee pot or a coffee shop. Click on the QR code and it'll take you to my coffee shop to buy me a coffee. And it'd be really appreciated. I think I need more coffee rather than wine when I'm working on these things. But anyway, there she is, all working. The Kriesler TableGram. I'm sure the owner, Peter, is going to restore the cabinet or have the cabinet restored well, but even left as is, that's got the character of the 50s, that's for sure. Righto guys, thanks heaps for watching, and we'll have another series up very shortly, because I've got a couple of grams in here that, of great interest. There's also, we might do something unusual, and I might get back onto my Breville and try and get the speaker rebuilt now that I've got some of these out of the road. Catch us later. Bye for now.